Hey guys, Vimal here and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm back with a brand new PC build video and this one was like highly demanded by you guys. It's Intel's 11th gen i5 mid-range category PC build guys, and let me tell you, this is also like upgradable because the current situation GPU prices are like very much inflated and are like too expensive to afford for a lot of people, right? So that is the reason the build that I'll be making today can be used even without a graphic card, and once the GPU prices settle down and when you'll be able to buy a brand new GPU, that time you can just buy that GPU, add it to this PC and make it like an ultimate gaming PC. So that is the whole concept of this build. So if you talk about the components, without wasting any more time, I'll just quickly tell you all the components I've used. You can see that I've already assembled all the parts over here. CPU, I've already told we are using Intel's brand new 11th gen i5, which is 11600K CPU guys. It's a 6 core 12 thread CPU with a base clock of 3.9 GHz and a max turbo frequency of up to 4.9 GHz. And since it doesn't come with like a stock air cooler, we'll be using a liquid cooler for that. Keeping that aside, I'll come to the liquid cooler in a moment. The motherboard we'll be using is my brand new MSI's B560 Tomahawk Wi-Fi edition motherboard. If you guys remember, just like a few days ago, I made a video on this motherboard. I've told you that I bought this for this particular build only. It's like a great mid-range motherboard that offers like premium thermal solution. You've got like really good quality components on board, and build quality is also pretty nice. You've got Wi-Fi, Bluetooth is there, next gen connectivity like full PCI Gen 4 support, and a lot of other features. You'll have to check out my video on this motherboard. I'll leave a link to that in the card above. So that was about the motherboard guys, and coming to the graphic card, well, this is like an upgradable build, right? So I'll be showing you two things. First is how does the PC perform without a graphic card, and how does it perform when you add in a graphic card. And for the graphic card, there was no way I could choose like a 30 series because of the prices right now. So I thought, chalo, we'll use AMD's Radeon 6700 XT. Even this was like recently released, right? And I couldn't get a chance to test it out in my previous videos. So that's the reason I thought I'll use it in this particular video. This is AMD's brand new GPU, 6000 series GPU based on their RDNA 2 architecture, and packs 12 gigs of GDDR6 memory guys, and also supports ray tracing. So today we'll be putting this graphic card to a test, and let me tell you, for the price point it offers some crazy performance. AMD says that, but we'll see how this thing performs when paired with Intel's 11th gen i5 CPU. And if you talk about the RAM I'm using is from iChill. This is a 16 GB kit, 18:2, and clocked at 3600 MHz, has RGB on board, supports Intel XMP profile, and I wanted to test this one as well. If you ask about the remaining components, thing is, AMD has actually sent me some of their newly released products and I'll be using them in this video. The liquid cooler that I'll be using is from AMD only. It's called the Chion M2. It's a 240 mm liquid cooler with RGB lighting, and power supply is also from them only. This is an RGB power supply and goes by the name Kratos 750, which is an 80 plus bronze certified power supply. And lastly, the case also is from AMD only guys. It's called the Apollo M1. It's got this massive 200 mm ARGB fans on the front and has a tempered glass to the side and looks pretty nice. And that's it guys. These are all the components that I'll be using for today's PC build. So let's get started with the build. Alright guys, our build is finally done and here's how it looks like. I've also neatly organized all the cables for a clean look and it's all good to go. So finally the moment of truth, let's power it on and see how this baby looks like. Holy smokes, the PC looks beautiful, right? I was not expecting it to turn out like this. Not bad at all. The main attraction in that case are those two massive 200mm ARGB fans on the front side. They give a beautiful look to the build. And the whole RGB lighting on it is fully controllable directly via a button on the case or even using MSI's Mystic Light software. Very beautiful looking build. And get a load of that GPU, the reference edition Radeon 6700 XT from AMD. Quite minimalistic with a beautiful red accent all over the body. And also check out those RAM sticks from iChill. Oh boy, I can just keep on staring at this PC for any amount of time. To simply say RGB is life. Don't you guys agree with me? Anyways, just have a look at these shots and I hope you all enjoy the video. And this is the setup we'll be using for today's video. A 1080p IPS monitor from LG and some budget peripherals from Redgear. Now let's come to the main part. I know you guys have been eagerly waiting for this, so let's talk about the performance. Starting off with the CPU. Intel's 11th gen Rocket Lake i5 11600K is based on the same 14nm process but with a new Cypress Cove architecture that brings almost 19% IPC improvement as set by the brand. It's a 6-core 12-thread CPU with a base clock of 3.9 GHz and a max turbo clock of 4.9 GHz and a max all-core frequency of around 4.6 GHz. I've run some benchmarks, so let me show you the results. On Geekbench 5, we got a single core score of 1602 and a multi-core score of 7060. Intel's 11th gen i5 is definitely a step forward from their previous gen and offers neck-to-neck competition to its rival 5600X in terms of single core performance, but slightly falls a bit behind in the multi-threaded performance. It's great for your day-to-day usage, can handle most of your applications like office-related stuff or programming, coding without any sweat. But the area the 11600K shines is in the gaming category, and the main reason for that is the higher clock frequency compared to the competition. You can easily overclock the i5 to hit 5 GHz and get very good gaming results. I've tested a couple of AAA title games and you can see the benchmarks in the video. First off, starting with GTA 5. We'll be playing all these games at 1080p resolution with the graphics set to maximum ultra. So just sit back, relax and enjoy the video. My god, are you guys looking at those frame rates? At 1080p max ultra graphics, the i5 paired with the Radeon 6700 XT was offering a consistent frame rate of around 100 FPS. Buttery smooth gameplay. I was actually expecting the 6700 XT to be on par with the 3070, but that was not the case over here. It's definitely better than the 3060 Ti, but falls slightly behind the 3070 in terms of performance. Talking about the temperatures, I was actually surprised here. Intel's i5 was running pretty cool at an average of around 55 to 60 degrees centigrade even after playing for more than 45 minutes compared to my Ryzen 5600X which reaches around 65 to 70 degrees centigrade in the same time period. Let's also play one more game which is Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Even this is a very graphic intensive game and at 1080p max ultra graphics we were getting an average of around 80 frames per second. So based on these testings, you can expect this configuration to easily handle all sorts of AAA title games at 1080p max graphics with very good frame rates. It can even do 1440p gaming, but the frame rate will drop to an average of around 50 to 60 FPS, which is pretty decent and enjoyable at the same time. But the best part about the new 11th gen CPUs are they come with Intel's most powerful integrated graphics solution, the UHD Graphics 750. With 32 execution units and a max boost frequency of up to 1.3 GHz, it can easily handle most of the casual games at both 720p and 1080p resolution as well. The benefit here is, see, in case if you're on a tight budget, then temporarily you can build this PC without a GPU and later add in a GPU whenever required. It's also capable of handling GTA 5 at 1080p resolution. Just check out this clip.
Whatever it is. Come on, go! Move! We're coming through! They answered the wrong call! Fuck these guys! Don't be an idiot! Don't be as dumb
So
as
on GTA 5 at 1080p normal graphics, we were getting an average of around 40 frames per second. And when played at 720p resolution, you can easily expect a consistent 60 to 65 FPS. Well guys, that's it for today. Time to wrap it up. Let me summarize the component prices for you. The Intel's 11th Gen i5 11600K costs around 24,500 rupees in India. MSI's B560 Tomahawk Wi-Fi motherboard costs 19,900 rupees. Talking about the GPU, my reference edition Radeon 6700 XT from AMD is available for around 55 to 60,000 rupees. But if you consider the aftermarket cards, those are available for around 70,000 rupees. The iChill 16GB RGB RAM kit clocked at 3600 MHz costs around 8,000 rupees. And coming to the AIO from GameDS, the Xeon M2 is available for only 5,299. Their RGB 750 watt power supply is priced at 4,599, and their gaming case, the Apollo M1, is available for 5,199 rupees. And lastly, coming to the storage, take any 240GB SSD, that will cost you around like 3,000 rupees. So the total cost of the build without the GPU comes down to 70,497 rupees, and with the GPU, it will cost you around 1,25,497 rupees. I'll leave links to them in the description box below. You can check it out there. So that's it for today. I hope you all enjoyed watching the video. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more such awesome videos. And I'll see you all in my next one.